Okay, so this is Manny Pacquiao, also known as Pac-Man, the biggest sports hero in Filipino history. You see, Manny had a very highly decorated boxing career. He snatched 12 world titles, and he's the only fighter in boxing history to win a belt in 8 different weight divisions. Pacquiao is hands down one of the best professional boxers of all time, Filipino or not. And today we're going to focus on one of his biggest rivalries in his career, and that was against Mexican fighter Juan Manuel Marquez. Now keep in mind, boxing is a very country prideful sport, and I don't know about Marquez, but when Manny fought, the streets of the Philippines stopped. It was a big deal, like crime rates went down and everything. Everyone was locked in. So this rivalry became more than just two fighters. It came to the point between a rivalry between two nations, Mexico and the Philippines. Now the first time they met was in 2004, where Manny was able to knock down Marquez 3 times in the first round. Manny said, "Boy, this is easy. Thank you, next." And Marquez was in his corner like, "Damn, that little Filipino can hit hard." But then he said, "But it's okay. Now I know." Nose broken and everything. And for the rest of the rounds of the fight, these boys beat the brakes out of each other. And by the end of it, the fight was ruled a draw. And with both sides obviously disappointed, they set up a rematch, which happened in 2008. Now everyone wanted this rematch to happen to the point where it broke pay-per-view records. When the fight started, it seemed like they picked up right where they left off in the first fight. Both fighters getting tagged up. Marquez, bop! Wobbles Pacquiao a little bit, but Manny taps in, and in the third round, Manny gets a knockdown, the only one of the entire fight. But still, this was a very close matchup, and Pac-Man was able to squeeze out a split decision victory. Now, this victory was extremely controversial, with a lot of people saying Marquez was the actual winner of the fight. Now, fast forward to 2011, this is their third fight, second rematch. People already know what to expect. These boys are about to throw hands. Now, normally 2 rematches is all you get, so both fighters feel like it's finally the time to show who is the better boxer. And since their first fight, Manny Pacquiao has been undefeated, and Marquez only lost once to a guy named Floyd Mayweather, which at the time was the only guy you can lose to with it still being acceptable. Now, in the third fight, they picked up right where they left off again, and it was pretty equal the entire fight, but not like boring equal. Like, how is either one of them still alive equal? But Pacquiao was announced the winner again, making it the third controversial decision in 3 fights. People in the crowd were so mad they booed the announcer. Marquez was visibly upset in his post-fight interview. He said, "This was the second robbery, and the judges did it again." So now it's 1 year later. Manny Pacquiao and Juan Manuel Marquez is scheduled to fight for the 4th time. At this point, both fighters are past their primes, and they're both very eager to end this rivalry once and for all. Remember, they fought 3 times already. The first fight was a tie. The second and third, Pacquiao won, with all 3 outcomes being controversial. But in boxing, you need to be undisputed. Now this 4th fight was different. Both boxers came out even more aggressively than before, and in round 3, Marquez finally scored a knockdown for the first time in the rivalry. Then in the 5th round, Manny got him back, knocked down Marquez. They were even again. Marquez's nose broken again, just like in the first fight. Now in the 6th round, Manny was feeling good. He's thinking, man, it's finally time to end this. He looks at Marquez, and Marquez is like, "I agree." You see, Mexican fighters have a reputation for never giving up, but Manny goes to work, putting that pressure on him. But Marquez is a pro. He's waiting for the perfect time. 10 seconds left in the 6th round, Pacquiao takes his chips and goes all in. But Marquez has a royal flush and bop, catches Manny slipping. Manny goes down and doesn't get back up. Half the world cheered, the other half was completely silent. The first and only knockout of the rivalry just happened, and it belonged to Marquez. The world was stunned. This would become one of the most iconic moments in boxing history, and the most devastating moment of Manny Pacquiao's career. Now, Manny is still one of the greatest heroes in Filipino culture, who did and still contributes a lot to the Filipino community today. He would later become a Filipino senator, and during the last 2 fights of his rivalry, he was an active member of the House of Representatives in the Philippines.